Hey guys, Loz here and welcome back to City Skylines, part 2 in my first ever series on YouTube. We're going to try and make this idea of mine come to life. If I didn't explain it too well the first time around, we're going to start with this river here, where we'll be splitting it into, I think, 3 or 4 canals. Now, to be completely honest, this is my third attempt at recording this. The first 2 I didn't do so well, and while I'm talking right now I'll throw in a few quick clips just to show how badly they went. The first time there was way too much water flow for the canal, so it was a mess. The second time I tried to create my own much deeper canals using the terrain editing tools, that caused a ripple effect in the top of the water, which ended up being these massive waves that were flowing over the edges because of the inconsistency in the terrain height at the bottom of the canals. So at the end of that though, I did by accident create something that worked. And so what I did, and what I'm going to do right here, actually something else I want to establish. The first time I did this, I did think, okay, I want to try and do this without using, unlimited money, but the 500,000 that I started with disappeared in about 5 seconds of terraforming. So that's not going to be, I'd be making this for the next 2 or 3 years if I try to do it that way. So, unlimited money. We have unlocked all 25 map segments. Yep, all 25. So we will be using up as much space as we can. But first up, so what worked? What worked, ladies and gentlemen, is I dug out across here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So what I'm going to do, we'll get a large brush, increase the strength, and start digging this out. I ended up redirecting the majority of the water over through to this side, but at the same time creating a dam across here. And by creating a dam, I was able to then, well, by accident, I'd cut out a tiny little bit at the top that allowed some of the water to flow over. It was quite a strong water flow coming down from the top here, so it was a lot of water. It was just enough for one canal to function quite well. So my thoughts are I build this dam up here using the land. We are going to use the land to create a dam, and we'll build a road across the top of it, make it look nice, work out some form of a gate or something that resembles a gate to let the water through, and hopefully we do it in a way that we can tweak the water flow a little bit as needed. Let's just get this up over here. There we go. Take a little more out of here. You can see these height markers are coming down quite a way. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Wind. That's quite high. It's likely going to flood over here. So let's take a little bit more out of the side of this wall, make it a bit wider. This is ultimately about the volume of water that can flow through this narrow passageway over here. I'll raise this up so it doesn't. It also filled this hollow section last time as well. Just turn this into a big dam. What we want to happen, we want it to come down here over this side. And when we can see what the water level is, we will cut out a little bit, let some of the water flow through. But apart from that, that should be it. Look at that. It's actually come up quite high. We'll speed up a bit, see if there's any spots where it flows over, and there we go. And this will dry out quite quickly as well. Okay guys, now we've got it paused, we've got that water flowing all over that side. That's going to massively fill up this lake over here, but it will all, you know, it'll just keep flowing like it is. It probably won't even look any different. So first things first, what I need to do up at the start is I need to create some form of a reservoir. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the, get that out of the way, some of the soil out along here. So where there needs to be a reservoir where all the canals start. There we go. I honestly think that's pretty much almost all it needs to be. Let's bring it out a little more. Just stretch this out, make it look a little smoother. We'll smooth these off. Whoops. Have I got the right tool? There we go, now I do. What is the difference between right and left? Use the primary mouse button to smooth gently. Ah, strong effect. Yes, I thought that was what it was. Right mouse button seems to smooth it out a lot quicker, which is still pretty slow for a smoothing effect. It works well. Let's just use the right mouse button. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay. So let's bring this down a little. Smooth this out just to bring these lines down a little bit so that, there we go. That looks a lot better. Okay, so this when we cut a bit off the top and allow a little bit of the water to flow through, this here will fill up. Now, if we were to just start the canals on a straight section, it would look like this, right? So it just starts all of a sudden and the water would, like, kind of like a waterfall, flow in there, and when you got a bunch of them next to each other, it doesn't look great. So what intention is here, is we start back down here, we find a spot where it'll allow us to place it. There we go. So it started the canal down towards the bottom of the reservoir. So, and that they will all start like that and wind down through what used to be the river. So what we'll do, I don't like straight lines. Well, that was just an example. So also be mindful when, if you're doing this, that the start point of the canal will be at, so if I down here, the height is of the bottom of the canal will start right at the bottom and it'll cut this big chunk out of the landscape here. But if I start it back up here somewhere, wrap it around this way, where's it going to let me place it? There. Oh, it's a little bit higher, probably not high enough. Let's see if we can get it a little higher. Do you guys, so question for anyone watching, does anyone know of a mod that disables all these new buildings available messages that pop up every time you start a new game? We all know the buildings that are there and what we need to build. It's just irritating. I guess that's the starting height that we're going with. All right, that's fine. We can work with that. Okay, so we want to start bringing this down. What I'm going to do, wrap this around that way. It's quite steep, the top part of this, right? But that's fine, that's fine. It's just gonna look like a rapids almost, but the water will flow quickly. But because the bottom of the canal is so smooth, it's not gonna get that ripply effect where it's, you know, going crazy and just looks stupid. Okay, so So now we're down towards the bottom of the river. Just keep. I really like curves in this game, whether it be the streets or paths, whatever we're doing. I hate just these square, you know, checkerboard laid out cities. It just, I don't know. It's very easy to do it that way and just have everything work, but it doesn't look anywhere near as nice. Just a gentle curve back this way on that one. And then wrap it around here. And where do we want to end this? We will want to end this soon. So this is one big long canal. I think this is going to be a point where the 3 or 4 of them will all kind of converge together, and that might be a good spot to end it and have them all come out. We'll come back and fix that up later, how it all looks together once we've got this all laid out. All right, so I think the best number here is going to be 4. I think we can make it look quite nice with 4. So actually, what I might do here, switch back to my terrain editing tools, take a little bit out just to get it a little bit more level across the bottom of this. There we go. And for those who aren't aware, this soil availability here, right? You have to pick up soil from somewhere and place it somewhere else. And as I'm placing, you can see the availability going down and a run out. Similar to real world, you just don't have an unlimited supply. You have to take it from somewhere else to be able to use it. So you think of these crazy man-made landscapes like they've got in Dubai. Just think that all had to come from somewhere. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up, I think it's the Palm Islands or something in Dubai. They've got a whole lot of different shaped man-made islands where, you know, you can pay a crazy amount to buy a house there. And why will you not place? Place, damn you. Oh, where's our height? We are just above that thick line. And this one looks like it's a tiny bit below. That's all right. That's okay. That's actually kind of good. We can work with that, can't we? Can't we go? I think we can. But I haven't got anywhere near far enough over this way. Let's see if we can get another one. Let's take a little bit more off here and see if we can get another one over here. So back to the terrain editing tools, we will take a little more out of this side of this mountain. And of course I'm full again, so we'll go dump it all up in this hole up here. Fill it up, trying to keep it nice and smooth, but it's turning into this weird little... okay, where was I? Let's not get distracted. I tend to get distracted a lot, guys, so I might go off on these weird little tangents. And this is the first video where I'm trying my live commentary. The first video I put up, that commentary was after I'd created it. This one is while I'm creating it. So, you know, I think I'm doing okay, maybe? We'll find out. We'll find out. All right. There we go. All right, let's do it. Let's get another one in there. Where's our... these new building messages are really, really frustrating me. If you know of a mod or something that disables them, please let me know. All right, how's that? That is pretty damn close too. Brilliant. And let's see if we can get a third one in here. Come on, I want to put a curve on it. That one's a bit too low, Yeah. So what's gonna happen? We have to get all of these the same height. if this one's down lower, it's going to draw water into it first, before all the other ones, which means that this one will end up with a higher volume of water attempting to flow through it over these other three, if that makes sense. So to get them all flowing equally, we need to get them all at an equal height. Now, what I'm not sure of is if the height for these, where they finish, is relative to the terrain that they're cutting through, like this part here, or where you actually finish it. And I think I just proved my point, because where I finished it was a bit lower, and now that looks dead equal to this one next to it, which is good. And we've got thick bar, 1, 2. Yeah, 1. Look, that's close enough for me. And this one's thick bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's probably a little bit too low. I don't know what these height markers are. Maybe that's each one's a meter. Maybe. So you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, maybe they're meters. Okay, here I go off on one of my tangents. Right, let's get rid of that and that. The deep canals. Where is it? There's a snap point here somewhere. Not a snap point where it will let me build. And that, is that even lower than it was before? That is even lower. Okay. Ooh. I think we've got a winner. Winner? Yeah. All right. That's perfect. All right. 1 under. So we're looking at this thick bar. This one's 1 under. 1 under. 2 under, that's okay, and 2 under. So we're going to get a touch more water flow down these two than these two, but overall, they're all pretty much the same. So what I'm going to do now is flick back to my landscaping tools. We will smooth some of this out because I want to, that's bringing the mountain, no, you know what, that's good. All right, let's start laying out the opposite side to the one we've already done. We want curves, people. Curves are nice. Okay guys, so we are going to wrap it up here. I've got a lot more footage that I need to be editing, enough for 2 episodes this week, so stay tuned in a couple of days for part 2 of this, where we add the middle canals and do a little more terraforming. If you like, hit that like button, dislike, you know what to do, subscribe, leave your comments. Alright, thanks guys.